Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano, and I'm a chef on a mission. Tonight's mission is about running um, and setting goals and being able to monitor your goals. It's December 17th right now, and I'm chasing 2,000 miles for the year. So now here's the keys to setting a goal and achieving a goal, okay, with running or with anything. I, I have a great business blog called 50mistakes.com, 50 mistakes that restaurant owners make or 50 mistakes that really any business owner makes. One of the common mistakes that restaurant owners make is they don't track their numbers. They don't know their food costs. They don't know their labor costs. They don't know percentages. And it's like you at home with a scale and your weight, managing your weight. You can't manage your weight if you never step on a scale. You can't manage your body fat if you don't measure your body fat. You can't manage things. The more you measure things, the better you can manage things. So how do I manage my running? I manage my running with Strava. It's a great app. I have a Garmin, and you can also get Strava on your smartphone, and it tracks every step you take, running, cycling, other sports as well. There's a lot of other apps. I used to do Runkeeper. There's Map My Run or GPS My Run. There's a bunch of different stuff out there. Nike has an app. So the cool thing is, I can look back, and I know a lot of runners who kind of like track their mileage and don't track their mileage. And I'm like, track your mileage, man. They're like, I'm not that serious, or I forget sometimes. I'm like, no, it's inspiring to see how far you've gone. So if you've ran 500 miles for the year, or if you've run 475 and it's December 15th, you're going to get that extra 25 miles in because you're conscious of those numbers, right? That's the awesome thing about monitoring and tracking your numbers. And it's like that in business too. If you're at a 31% food cost and you're at a 34, you can be, man, now I can do 30 because I've already dropped 3 points. Now I can drop another point. So what you measure is what you can manage. So for me, my goal this year was to run, I think, just 1,000 miles. That was my goal. And after I started tracking my mileage, after I started looking at my mileage, because I've been tracking it all along for the last couple of years, I've been tracking. And by the way, when I started tracking my mileage was when I became a totally different runner. I became conscious of the amount of miles, about my pace, about my heart rate, about a bunch of different things, and it really transformed my running. It took me up. I don't even want to say it took me up one level. It took me up like 3, 4 levels as a runner. So the same thing can happen in your business, in your personal goals, or whatever. It can take you up the next level. Like in YouTube, I set goals in YouTube and I track my numbers daily on YouTube. In the beginning, I didn't track my numbers because it was frustrating, right? Because I sat there for months with 100 views, 200 views, but I would look at them and say, oh, cool, I'm getting more and more. Now I'm on top of my numbers every day, my analytics on YouTube, and as the more I'm on top of it, the more I think of better videos to make, the more I think of different approaches, the more I think of better topics, and the more I see my earnings rising. That's the cool part. My earnings keep going up and up and up and up and up, and it's sort of like compound interest. It's just like this wonderful thing where it took me several months to get to $100, and now I'm getting $100 increase a week on YouTube. So it's awesome because I was able to manage and track those numbers and figure out a formula that was working for me. So back to running. It's December 17th. I have like 1,900 miles in. So I'm shooting for 2,000. I had a little setback the other day. I got a wisdom tooth pulled. I was able to run before my dental appointment, before I got it yanked, and my dentist said, Dan, you shouldn't really run tomorrow, but I snuck 3 miles in the next day. But I have to run like 9 miles a day for the rest of the year to reach this new goal of 2,000. After I smoked 1,000, I said, what's next? So I was looking, I was like, man, it's only like June. I said, I can probably run 2,000 miles for the year. Now, if I didn't track my mileage, I couldn't have done that. Totally would have not done that. That's why it's so important to track what you do so you can look at your progress. Now, last year I only ran 700 miles, but I got to tell you, it was an off year for me. I had 2 injuries that sidelined me for like 3 months. I wasn't motivated. I gained weight. I came off the year before, I ran about 1,200 miles. So this year's by far my best. But last year, the interesting thing was back in December, I looked again and I say, hey, man, I have 650 miles and it's like 2 weeks to go. So guess what I did the 2 weeks before New Year's last year? I turned up my running and I started cranking it out. And guess what happened? Come January, I'm like all pumped and excited. And I just let that roll right into the new year. So that was a really cool thing. I took that all that energy and that momentum from ending the year with a lousy 700 miles, what I think, um, and laid it into an awesome year because it was the start of a new year and it was really, really, really awesome. So I guess I'm going to report back here after the new year of how this is going with 2,000 miles. I ran twice tonight. Um, I'm really determined to do this. So I didn't get to run it all today. It was a really hectic day, and we're doing a soup kitchen at my restaurant. We feed like 600 people this year. We'll break 600 people. Free meals. We'll easily break 600. And so I didn't get to run all day, and there was some construction going on in my restaurant. And I had to take my daughter to a horseback riding lesson. So when I got back at 6 o'clock, I said, "Man, I can sneak 6 miles in," and I did. I snuck 6.5 miles in at an awesome pace, almost a race pace. And it was at night. I put on all my safety gear, my glow in the dark vest, my headlamp, and I had all my gear. And in the dark, I was almost at race pace for a 10K. It was awesome. Then I went to my son's basketball game. That I didn't get back till 10 o'clock at night from that. And I said, you know what? It's beautiful out, and it's winter here. It's like 35 degrees. Man, it's beautiful. I'm gonna rock it out again. So I went back out and ran another 4 miles. Not quite at race pace. Maybe about a little under a 9 minute average for 4 miles. But I got in over 10 miles today. So now I'm 1 mile up right now. I'm 1 mile up on my 9 miles a day. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'd love to get ahead on this so I can sort of take some easy days off, or in case there's a snow day or a rain day, because we had a rain day the other day and I couldn't get out. I lost a whole day. It was a little frustrating, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to report back after January 1st and report back on my goal. Now, here's the thing. If I don't make the 2,000, I'm not going to be upset, because then January of 2014 was my lowest year, my lowest month of running. I only ran 82 miles. The other months I blew that away. So what I'm going to do is I can then do a rolling 12 months and say, okay, February 1st rolls around. The previous 12 months I ran 2,000. I'll run more than 2,000 for that previous 12. So if I don't get that, that's my backup plan. That's what I'm shooting for. But right now, I got the momentum. I'm going forward, and I'm going to try it. So the point of this video is measure, and you can manage. Measure and you can manage. So whatever it is in life, measure your results and you can manage your results, and you can improve your results, whether it's business or personal. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to go over and check out 50mistakes.com, FIFTY, or 50mistakes.com, and check out chefonamission.com. You can link to all of my cool websites. Thanks for watching.